In this video, we're going to look at the term tautology. Here is a definition. Tautology is the needless repetition of a single concept. Let's do an example. The plane leaves at 3 a.m. in the morning. A.m. in the morning. The terms a.m. and in the morning are the same concept. So we can correct this sentence by crossing one of them out. In this example, the two terms am and in the morning are a repeat of each other. This means we can cross either one of them out. This is not how tautology works every time though. Let's look at another example. This is a new innovation. The term new innovation is a tautology. The word new and innovation express the same concept. But this time, one word is inherent within the other. They are not repeats. Innovation means new idea, and you can see that the meaning includes the word new. This would be new idea, which is a mistake. This sentence can be corrected by crossing the word new out. You cannot cross the word innovation out. That is how it is different from the top example, where the concepts were repeated. The idea that a word is inherent in another is how most tautologies work. Let's look at some other examples. My brother is a single bachelor. A single bachelor is a tautology. Single and bachelor express the same concept. The word single is inherent in bachelor. Let's spell this out. In this context, the word single means unmarried, and bachelor means unmarried man. Well, you can see that the word unmarried is repeated. In other words, unmarried is inherent in the word bachelor. So this example can be corrected by crossing out the word single. Here is another example. At that moment in time, the wolves howled. Moment in time is a tautology. The words moment and in time express the same concept. The idea of time is inherent within the word moment. So, moment means brief period of time. Well, you can see the concept of time is inherent within the word moment. So this sentence can be corrected by crossing out in time. This is now correct. Let's clear that. Those tautologies were quite easy to spot, but sometimes they're not that easy to spot. Look at this one. The reason is because she is too inexperienced. So using the word reason and the word because is a tautology. These words express the same concept. The word reason is inherent within because. Look at this. Because means for the reason. So the word reason is inherent in that meaning. The sentence can be corrected by crossing out the word because. Here is a similar example. This is the reason why I left the country. The reason why. The word reason and the word why express the same concept. The word reason is inherent within why. Look at this. Why means what reason? Well, you can see the word reason is part of the meaning, so it is inherent within the word why. So this sentence can be corrected by crossing out the reason. Okay, let's keep going with these examples. This is going to start getting technical now. Look at this example. His so-called mates left him on the pavement. So-called mates. This is a tautology. The word so-called and those quotation marks express the same concept. The term so-called is inherent within those quotation marks. More specifically, quotation marks can signify alleged or so-called. So using one of those words, alleged or so-called, with quotation marks is a tautology. The text here in yellow means so-called mates. The concept is repeated. This sentence can be corrected by crossing out so-called or removing the quotation marks. But look at this example. Do not share your PIN number with anyone. The acronym PIN and number express the same concept because number is inherent within PIN. More specifically, PIN means personal identification number. So the text in yellow here means personal identification number. So this one can be corrected by crossing out number. This is now correct. But look at this word, number. Is it useful? What if somebody doesn't know what PIN means? Including the word number could be useful. In fact, it's so useful that I would say leave it in. I'm going to mark this one as correct with the tautology left in. So, sometimes a tautology is useful. We're going to talk about this idea a little bit more in a second. And there are some more examples on the webpage of when a tautology might be useful. That was tautology, the needless repetition of a single concept. Let's finish with 10 more quick ones. Armed gunman. Well, we can get rid of the word armed because a gunman is always armed. It's inherent in the word gunman. Frozen ice. We can get rid of the word frozen because ice is always frozen. It's inherent in the word ice. Attach together. We do not need the word together because that's what attach means. It's inherent in attach. Past experience. We can get rid of the word past because that's what experience means. However, you could argue that past experience is a set term, and leaving the word past in is useful for clarity or emphasis. But I'm going to leave it crossed out. Unintentional mistake. You could argue that the word unintentional is not required because a mistake is always unintentional. But I would say the word unintentional adds something here. It is useful for emphasis. If the word were accident, unintentional accident, then I would be happy crossing out unintentional because the idea of unintentional is more evident in the word accident than it is mistake. Evolve over time. Well, overtime is not required. It's inherent in the word evolve. Unexpected surprise. The word unexpected is not required because it's inherent in surprise, but a bit like unintentional, it might be useful for emphasis. Commute back and forth. Back and forth is not required. It's inherent in commute. Warn in advance. In advance is not required, it's inherent in warn, but in advance might be useful for emphasis. Depreciate in value. Well, in value is not required, but a bit like the others, it might be useful for emphasis. A tautology is the needless repetition of a single concept, and most of the time a tautology is a mistake. But as we've covered, sometimes a tautology is useful for emphasis. That's everything I want to say about tautology. Thanks for watching.